This is Fantology.
You may have heard of us.
All right, what's up, 2021 survivors? This is your host, Steven, along with the rest of the Fantology 5 whole crew here tonight to talk about our year wrapped. We're a few days late. We're already into 2022, but this is going to be a brief discussion of what we read in 2021, what happened in the fantasy book landscape, and then what we're looking forward to in 2022 and what fans of the channel can expect. So Ben, Josh, Jake, Ryan, full crew. This is always fun.
Yeah.
It's been a
yep.
while.
I'm excited to break down 2021. It has been.
2021 has broken
I'm looking forward to
us
2022
down.
and
Morale seems to be low amongst the crew, so we're going to have to kind of try to get it up a little bit during this episode. Okay, 2021. We've got, let's just divide it into books and then like TV/movies. So, and this can be things that were released in 2021 and things that you just read last year. So it's kind of like a recap of Fantology and a recap of fantasy books in general. So, books of last year. What did you guys like? What excited you? I guess we don't need to go into too much detail because obviously we have full-on episodes for most of the things we already did. But what did you guys remember from last year?
I think the highlight of my year, I didn't even realize this until I looked back, but I read all the first Law standalones and the entire Age of Madness last year. And I read most of the standalones back in like January, February. So I thought those were 2020, but yeah, so that was a big part of my year. And I thought Wisdom of Crowds was a great book and a fantastic ending to Age of Madness. And so that has to be a highlight of the year for me.
yeah, I'd say piggybacking off that, highlights of my year were starting Joe Abercrombie's works, and those along with Malazan have been my favorites. Also, The Witcher.
Books, movie, video games, just like the whole thing.
Honestly, the whole thing. I did just barely start really playing The Witcher 3 like 2 days ago, so I guess I can count. I don't know if that was before
You're
the
starting
end of the
at
year,
midnight.
But yeah, honestly, the
what
books.
console?
I mean, I liked the TV show. Xbox.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like $10.
Yeah, that's how I play it.
But honestly, I think I like the books the most so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also way into
look,
the video game right now. I played way too much today.
We should go back and review our review of The Witcher from way back when, Steven, when I hadn't watched the TV show and you hadn't played the video game.
Yeah, Ryan and I did one
about
where
it.
we talked about the books, TV show, video game, and everything.
That was one of
that was a while ago.
Fantology's very first episodes. And I remember thinking, I had read just the short stories at that point, and I loved the first season and all the short stories, and I was like, there's so much criticism here, but I love it so much.
I didn't like the books, but the video games and movies or TV show have been a lot better.
So for me, when I think back on 2021, I think that this year I really enjoyed getting into like the smaller authors, not like super small, but like we read Black Tongue Thief, which was a standout, and that was kind of like a breakout author. It didn't come out this year, but like the Fall of Babel series we've talked about a lot. Again, smaller authors, and we're actually able to interview some of them on the show, which has been a lot of fun. But just kind of maybe getting away from the blockbuster fantasy that I was kind of exposed to before, where we kind of find these like hidden gems almost.
Yeah, and Fall of Babel did come out this year, so I thought it was pretty big for 2021, and it was a big highlight to interview Josiah Bancroft. Ryan and I did that. That was a huge highlight of Fantology 2021, and that series is awesome. And I think I'm like pushing people. I'm telling. I got together with some family over the holidays, and I all told them to read it. So I'm pushing this for the series as much as I can because I think we all really liked it.
Yeah, and I think also kind of going back on the blockbuster thing, I really enjoyed Wheel of Time. I mean, criticisms for the show are valid, but I really enjoyed the community that like we were all exposed to. I feel like we met some great people in our coverage of it, and just the kind of the whole Wheel of Time experience was really quite unique to 2021. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Are we transitioning to
Lots to
talking
do.
about that now? 'Cause
Oh
it
no, we
seems
don't
like
have
we
to.
could
You
talk
just
about-
that was a part of 2021 that was big. So
Let's any more books first before we do that. I also actually reread all of the first Slav books, which was a time. I really liked those books, so I was glad I was able to do that. What else did we do last year? We did 2 of the Broken Empire books, and then I got sidetracked, and I'm finishing Emperor of Thorns right now. And then next year we plan on doing more Marc Lawrence books, so that's something to watch for.
It's crazy to me that you guys were able to read the first 2 Broken Empire books and then just stop.
no, I didn't. Me and Josh did.
Oh,
That was just Steven.
Yeah, that's just my fault. I just had too
It's
many
crazy
things
that
come
Steven
up.
was able to do that.
I'm liking Emperor of Thorns right now. I'm about halfway through it now.
I think honestly though, I think those books are just ones you have to get through, and if you stop, I could see it being harder to get back into them, just because they are such a mood, you know.
What is up with Steven in book 3s? He hasn't been able to get through Malazan book 3 either.
No comment on that.
No comment.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's fair.
Steven has for sure read more books than any of us combined this year.
I
Well,
mean,
not
I don't know if
not
that's true.
combined. Maybe not
We've all done-
combined. Maybe not combined,
Well,
but
of
more
course
than
not
any
combined.
individual.
I think we've all read a good amount of books, but we're all doing well.
I mean, yeah, but
That was a really funny thing on my view of this videos feed we have. It's Josh, then Ryan, then Ben, and they were like disagreeing. And Josh is under this like reddish light, and Ben was under this bluish light, and it was kind of like they were the devils on Ryan's shoulders.
nice.
Nice.
I mean, that might be accurate.
Whoa! Talk about the devil.
Yeah.
Wait, can I do a quick story time real fast here?
Yes.
So-
That's what we're
If
here
it's
for.
relevant.
It's not relevant, but I live in Vegas, and Jake was passing through. I invited Jake out to.
It's not relevant, but I'll keep going.
I invited Jake
Dude, let
out.
the man tell his story.
We wanted to. Jake texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm coming through Vegas. You want to grab lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know this great barbecue place." Jake calls me. He's like, "Did you like invite me to a strip club?" And I think Jake, you can take it from there because I wasn't on your side of the story.
No, we were driving, and my wife was like, "It's interesting that this barbecue place is like part of a strip club." And me, not familiar with Vegas, I was like, "Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. It could be." Like I didn't. She was like lying. She was like tricking me, and I had no idea. It just seemed so natural. So I'm like, okay. And we pull up, and there's like a bunch of cop cars outside of it, and it's kind of shady looking. And I was like. It just everything about it confirmed that yes, this is probably a strip club. And the sign had this like cartoon lady who was like I don't know, kind of scantily clad, and I was like, oh wow, this is interesting.
Everything about it, besides your 15-year-long friendship. I mean, what part of our friendship would lead you to believe I would invite you to a strip club?
Well, I thought it was one of those things where it's like. The strip club is in the back, but there's a restaurant up front. I don't know.
Jake just assumes that everything in Vegas has a strip club attached to it.
Ben likes his barbecue.
I didn't assume that, but when I was told that, and then everything I saw visually confirmed it. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
that was a good frame.
My only experience with that was Ozark, and everything I saw like could have been an Ozark.
Could have been an Ozark. Well, if anybody's interested, Jesse Ray's barbecue in Vegas is great.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so
No strip club though.
no strip. There was not a
dang.
strip club. No.
All right, what
Anyways.
TV show and movies did we like last year?
Well, besides The Witcher, which we were talking about earlier, I started to get into the Expanse TV show, which I actually haven't read the books for that series, but I'm looking forward to it because I've really enjoyed the TV show so far.
The final season is coming out right now, right? They're releasing like the last few episodes. I think I'm not on top of that at all.
Yeah, and the final book for the series was just
Yes.
released a few weeks ago. And I feel like this is a huge hole in Fantology's catalog.
Yeah, it's very
which we
popular.
need to fill.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people on Discord that love it, so it is kind of awkward that none of us have like any experience at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen just the first season and I liked it, but you keep going.
yeah. Everybody at my work talks about it. and when I say everybody, I only have like 4 coworkers, and they'll watch it. I'm like, I'm the biggest fantasy guy here, and I've seen the first season, but for some reason it just didn't grab me enough. So
Sounds like a 2022 thing.
yeah, I'll go back.
We need to pick up
2022.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing we did in 2021, we covered Foundation a little bit, but I don't know if we ever even got a full review out for the show. And we didn't finish the third book.
That was a disappointing show.
I finished the third book, but yeah, the show did not get me captivated. And you know why? If they had released all the episodes at once, there was a higher chance that I would have watched them all. But during the weekly release, by the time the release came around, I had forgotten about it.
Same with me, actually. Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Another thing is, I think I liked the first and second book okay, but like I didn't have any motivation to read the third book. So maybe that's one I just need to round off so that I can not be a Steven. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Thanks. I got through like 6 or 7 episodes, and yeah, probably the same with me. Like if it had all been out, I would have finished. But to this, yeah, I haven't yet, and I just canceled my Apple Plus subscription, so it's not looking promising for me to finish.
Dang, right before the Hamlet or Macbeth film came out. No,
not even on my.
Aware of that?
No, not aware.
Looks amazing.
Not aware.
Apple Plus is really just for Ted Lasso.
That's
and
accurate.
Mythic Quest.
And Mythic Quest,
yeah.
There's a few good. I got hooked on Swagger. It's about like an 8th grade basketball player, so it's pretty good.
Okay. So the Foundation series, we're going to say was disappointing. We didn't even cover it, even though we tried to hype it up beforehand, so that shows how disappointing we thought it was. The Witcher was good. I really liked Season 2. I thought it was a big improvement over that. We kind of already talked about that one. I'm trying to think of all the other things before we get to Wheel of Time, because we might want to say a little bit more about that. Dune?
Dune was fantastic. Sanderson just released a video all about his reaction to Dune, which I agree with most of it. So we should watch.
You weren't a fan
I
of the
didn't
movie?
think they should have split it in 2 movies. I felt like not much happened in the first half. I finished it and I was like, yeah, I just wasn't excited about it.
You weren't excited by the sweeping landscapes and Paul walking along the beach?
No,
and,
Paul's shuffling.
What's her name?
the shuffle dance.
In the sand.
Zendaya's character always like looking over her shoulder. That wasn't captivating to you?
I mean, it felt like they just had those scenes to put her in the movie, because
she's going to be a big part of the second movie.
That's a bad take in my opinion. That was like the whole way to do all the foreshadowing and to do all the replace all the inner dialogue. Listen to Sanderson.
I felt like it was
bad take.
Just too much. I think they could have foreshadowed and toned it down by 50 to 75%, and it would have accomplished the same thing with Zendaya.
Do you think that they should have just done one movie, or are you saying that just that specific? Yeah. I think
they should have done.
I think that's a decent take.
3 hours. I think that's better than doing 2.5 hour movies.
I think that's a decent take. I don't know if I completely agree with it, but I don't think I can discount that. Like, if you're going for a 3-hour movie, I think you could fit it all in.
I don't think you could. I mean,
David
Lynch kind of tried that and it failed.
No, I think you definitely could, but I just think the purpose of this movie is not to do that. The purpose of this movie is to create like a tribute to fans of this beloved book that like really just soaks in the atmosphere, and I think it accomplished that really well.
I agree with that. But I also think if they tried to do it in one movie, it wouldn't not have been a good movie. It would have been, if you like Dune, you would have watched it.
It wouldn't not have been a good movie.
I said it would have.
That it would have been a good movie.
Would have not.
All right, grammar, please.
Sounds like that's a Freudian slip.
That's basically what the David Lynch movie was. Try to do the whole book in one movie, and it's like notoriously not considered good, unless you really love Dune.
Listen, we're winning this argument by appealing to the authority of Sanderson, which it's hard to argue against. So let's just.
That's right. Sanderson knows all.
You guys are coming from multiple directions. I don't even really remember the Sanderson point, but I think we're maybe dwelling on this a little bit too much. I thought that it was not that great. I don't think it was bad, but it didn't leave me waiting for the next half or the next movie, I guess.
Okay.
Did for
Well,
me, for
speaking of shows that maybe could have used more time, more than 8 episodes, more minutes on screen, Wheel of Time. So we did a lot of Wheel of Time coverage. Obviously, that was like the majority of the latter half of the year. We did a whole series of videos defending against some criticisms which we thought were unfounded. We have our own criticisms. We don't think it was perfect. We don't think it was horrible. It kind of varies from member to member here. And we'll do I think we need to do a longer like season 1 recap episode. But like general takes on it was, I don't know. It was okay. It was a good start to a
I thought it was
season.
entertaining for sure. I think the weakest point was the finale. And I was surprised when people had positive takes on the finale. I felt like the finale was more apparent than in any other episode that they were trying to do too much in too little.
Yeah. I agree. I think the first and last episodes were the weakest, and the last was weaker than the beginning, but it's hard to like have a good season when it has a hard start and a hard finish. Mm-hmm. I do look forward with some hope that without the COVID issues being such a problem and recasting of Matt, like I'm hoping season 2 will have has like a foundation to just like jump forward with.
So I agree with all of that. I also agree with a lot of the criticisms, but like to me it's so cool that like to me like these actors are the Wheel of Time characters now for me. And I don't know at what point the show accomplished that, but like whenever I think of the Wheel of Time and think of Rand, I think of Josiah, you know? Like I just
Yosha.
Oh, Yosha. Sorry, my bad. Yosha. Josiah Bancroft. I had that on my mind. But for some reason, like, so that is cool to me that, like, to me, the show accomplished something because of that. I'm not saying that it was perfect by any means, but, like, you know, and, like, I think back about that scene, like, when they're riding on the horseback, talking on the
Let's keep this, like, spoiler free, though, Ben.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
they
that's
have a conversation about the Netherin. Like, to me, there's just, I feel like I've dipped my toes into the Wheel of Time, like, world, and I've seen it, and maybe it wasn't perfect, but, like, I appreciate the fact that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what you were saying earlier. Like, it was such a fun Wheel of Time year. Like, regardless of the TV show strengths and weaknesses, but just the whole build up to it started getting more and more drops from the production. And then, I don't know, it was just so much hype. It was really fun as a community to experience that. I've loved, like, catching all of the Dusty Wheel live shows with the guests they had. And then also, like, I don't know, everyone's analysis of the trailers and unraveling the patterns, like dissection of trailers with visual shots. And I don't know, it was just a really fun thing to be part of.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that you were on the Dusty Wheel, Jake.
Yeah, that was one of the guests I really liked. No, I'm just kidding. I meant like the cast guest.
I also really enjoyed our Wheel of Time fortune done by
that was
phenomenal host Jake over there.
That was so fun, even though I totally screwed up one of them.
All right, Josh, what was your take?
Yeah, my take, I agree with everything that's been said. I think I'm more positive on it than some of you guys are. But the biggest thing I liked about it was that I can now like talk about Wheel of Time with my wife and my brother that doesn't read, and my niece watched it too. Like, all these people that I've never been able to talk about these things with, now I suddenly can talk about them with, you know, not like full series, but I can talk about like, oh yeah, I really hated Nynaeve when I read it when I was a teenager, but as a parent reading Nynaeve, like, she's my favorite character, and actually have them be able to understand like why that would be the case, you know? And so I think that can't be overlooked either. It just made Wheel of Time more accessible and kept the characters close enough that, like, I feel like I'm talking about the same characters that are in the book.
And that is like a stated goal that Rafe said was like, hey, we're going to lose some of the hardcore book fans, but we're aiming for people that haven't read the books. Like that's their target audience. And so I'm with Josh. Like, I'm able to talk about it with my work friends that never read fantasy books, so
Yeah.
I think that's really cool too.
Yeah, I think it's hard to gauge. So I think we're all kind of, lukewarm to liked it, to wish it was better, somewhere around there. And a lot of the videos we've been doing are, fairly positive because we're trying to, in general, we're a more positive channel. We're trying to just promote a lot of positivity around the whole community. But it's hard for me to gauge, like, how good it actually was. How much did people actually like it? Because there's so much noise on the internet about, like, all the changes and hating it and the white cloaks and all of that. And then there's, like, the reasonable fans that say, probably somewhere like us, I think we're reasonable fans that liked it. And then there's a few that are just going to, like, love it no matter what. So I feel like it's I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is it somewhat accurate to say, like, it was decent, a lot of people watched it, it was good ratings for Amazon, we're hoping for better things, like, that's kind of our
I think
that's what we're taking away.
End of the day, strong start, like, and it might not be a perfect start, but I think it ensures that we would get a season 2 and most likely a season 3. So that's, if you had told me in 2019 that was the case, I'd be like, okay, I can accept that.
Yeah.
I think that the 75%.
Have they renewed it through season 3?
I think that they
not confirmed
not
yet.
confirmed.
It's like rumored.
But I think they're like starting to cast for it too or something.
I think Rafe has talked about writing some of season 3. I think that the 75% on IMDb, like, is pretty accurate, I feel like if a show is a 9 out of 10 on IMDb, I'll watch it. If a show is an 8 out of 10, it means, like, I'm probably going to like it. And, like, that 7 to 8 range is most of the shows I watch are in that 7 to 8 range because that's most of the popular shows, So that's kind of my take. I think that that's the most accurate count. Same with Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like that kind of gives a pretty accurate idea of what it's like. It's not like the most groundbreaking series, but I thought it was an enjoyable watch.
I really think Witcher season 1 was, like, pretty comparable to Wheel of Time season 1 in terms of enjoyment and quality and writing and, like, all. Obviously there were some strengths and weaknesses that differed, but then Witcher season 2 was really good, I thought. I know there's some backlash as well on that one, but it seems like one thing we've learned is that hardcore book fans are going to hate the adaptations no matter what, unfortunately. Anyway, I think that the improvement that at least I saw in season 2 for The Witcher gives me a lot of hope for season 2 and onward for Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I will say the last thing that Wheel of Time taught me this year is why it's so easy for the internet to become toxic, because the most views our channel got was from our Is Wheel of Time 2 woke, by far. And so if we wanted just to get views, we would just keep making videos about that. But that also turned pretty toxic. What's that, Jake?
So tune in for more.
Yeah, so tune in for more.
Yeah. Well, hey, a lot of people have, apparently, according to some comments, like, this is what we're doing, right? We're just shills for the show. We're trying to make it big with our 1.2K subs on YouTube, and we're just selling out to make content. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think, first of all, never. I'm not going to go there. But our second biggest video, randomly at the end of the year, was the 3-body problem, which we recorded over a year ago, and somehow that got big. So who knows? The internet's a big black box, and if you can figure it out, then go for it. Like, you're going to make a killing, but I have no idea how it works. So,
yeah, if we're going to be looking back at our 2021, a big thing that happened for us is we were able to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in October.
Yep. We made our goal.
Which lets that our goal is to get 1,000 by the end of the year, and that let us get monetized. And so now we're actually looking at, like, what videos give us more views. And by monetize, I mean we're making like
we still haven't broken even.
Yeah. But
where do you guys think
funny.
we'll be at the end of?
What's our subscriber goal? That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it would be cool to be 3,000 by the end of the year.
No, I'm going 5,000.
It is such a mystery to me. I think
1,000
is a. I don't even know if we'll get another 1,000. I don't know. This whole thing just seems mysterious.
Yeah, it depends if we make more Wheel of Time reaction videos.
Seriously.
the channel Man Carrying Thing, I think he went from like 500 subscribers to like 60,000 subscribers in a year.
Well, that's because
So,
he became
I mean-
friends with Daniel Green.
And that's because he's like actually funny.
And he does
Yeah,
it.
no, it's
That's true. He has something that
his
we do not
videos. His
have.
videos are great.
His videos are
great. It's not
hilarious.
'cause he's-
Yeah, his videos are great.
he
I'm just
become,
saying
like-
he was promoted by like one of the bigger booktubers out there.
but why was
because
he promoted?
Because he was
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
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 Okay, that's
yeah.
right.
But like there's people like that, and like Josh and I watched this guy Wendigoon who he exploded from like 15,000 subscribers to
Dude, he
hundreds
was
of
he was
thousands
less than that when we
in
said
months. So
he was less than that when you showed him to me, Jake. He didn't even have a microphone. He was recording off his webcam mic, and I remember thinking he had like 1,500 subs when you showed it to me.
I think he had like 15,000, but I don't know.
So
To me, it's just a huge mystery. But yeah, so what should we set the goal at? I'm voting 1,000. We'll just take an
No,
average
no.
of.
We have to do
everyone's
more than what
vote.
we did this year. We can't just set the same
Yeah.
goal.
It's an upward trajectory, Jake.
Yeah.
Okay, 1,001.
Exponential growth is the goal.
I'm just
That's
saying.
right.
I'm just saying that everybody always says that the first 1,000 is the hardest. So, I think
Who have you been talking to?
it's everybody, man. Don't question everybody.
Ben talks to lots of YouTubers, guys. All right, we will hop on Discord. Let us know what you think a goal would be. We'll discuss this internally. Anyway, okay,
I've heard
we
the
are.
first million is the hardest.
Yeah, the first million is tough.
Well,
That's what we're going for this year.
Yeah, I think we can beat
All
Marc
right,
over. but-
so we're running low on time, but what are we thinking for 2022? What books are you guys looking forward to being released? / like what things are you planning on reading? Let's just go around. Just tell me what your reading plans are.
So, like, right away, I want to catch up with Ryan. He's, like, lapped me with Furies of Calderon, like, that whole series.
Oh, I finished, man. Have you?
That's
even
why I
finished
said
the
that. You
second
lapped
book?
me. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up.
Like 6 times.
Yeah, okay.
That's the Codex Alera, Jim
being
Butcher's
humble
fantasy
right now.
series.
Yeah, so I want to finish that up. I am excited, obviously, for the Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. That's, like, going to be what Wheel of Time was
That'll
this year
probably
for us.
be pretty
Yeah.
big for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done much Mistborn coverage, so that's for sure a plan for us.
Yeah. So I remember at the beginning of this year, I reread all the Cosmere because I thought we would like make some fun videos about it, and then we didn't. So I'm excited for when
It takes a while to make these videos, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited to for all of the Cosmere content that we can cover. So
Okay, I like it. Ryan, what are you reading?
Well, I have a few irons in the fire, so they say. Namely, I started rereading what's the second Malazan book called?
Dead House
The
Gates.
Chain of-
Dead House
Dead House Gates, and I also started rereading Eye of the World, which I haven't picked up a Wheel of Time book in probably 7 years or so.
Ryan just heard there was a party and opened the door and everybody had already gone home with this
And I'm
Eye of
like,
the World.
wow, look, there's still some pizza here, man. There's also I want to get into the Expanse. I'm not sure if any of you guys. I don't want to be the only one.
Dude,
there.
I'm there with you. I'm with you.
So maybe
Okay.
Jake and I will team up, do some sci-fi.
Classic Jake and
That-
Ryan sci-fi mess around.
Yeah.
You guys have had some good mess arounds
Um,
with what was the other one you guys covered?
Hyperion.
The Children of Time.
Hyperion, yeah.
We've done.
No, we
both
did
read
not do Hyperion.
We haven't covered Hyperion.
my
but
bad.
Jake and I have both read Hyperion
Yeah.
and talked about it. We did the Children of Time series as well. That's
Okay.
I'm open to new ideas. If people want me to read stuff, they can suggest it, and maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't.
Yeah, tell us what to read in the comments. All right, Josh, what are you reading?
All right, so immediately right now I'm reading Grey Sister, which is the second book of the Ancestor. So I'll probably get that book and the next finished up in January.
That's Marc Lawrence.
Marc Lawrence Book of the Ancestor series. And I really enjoyed Red Sister. I have a review for that recorded. I just need to edit it and put it up on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah. And then
after that, I really want to get into it's the Live Ship Traders, right? That's the name of the series from Robin Hobb.
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah.
that series.
So I want to read some more Robin Hobb this year, and then I also want to. I think we've talked about doing 2 teams on Mistborn, one rereading the first Mistborn trilogy and one reading the second. Well, I guess what's a 4-book series anyway. So that we
4-book series.
yeah, so that we can get our coverage up to date for Mistborn when that comes out later this year. So that's what I'm most excited for. Book of the Ancestor and more Mark Lawrence in general, Robin Hobb, and Mistborn.
I could definitely see myself rereading Live Ship Traders with you, although I do already have a few that I need to read. Like, I actually need to read Malazan because I said I was going to a long time ago and haven't, and Ryan keeps on bugging me about it, so I have to. So
This
I'm
is
gonna
like
lap
your
you.
version of the
I'm gonna
Arithmetus
lap
by
you on
Sanderson.
Malazan.
Like,
yeah, you very well might. I want to, and then I also want to do more Mark Lawrence. And then one release that I'm excited for is the 3rd book of The Burning by Evan Winter. I think that's called King of Demons, and that's supposed to come out this year. I don't know if there's a release date or not, but I am looking forward to the end of that trilogy.
I haven't heard that, but I would.
I'm looking,
look forward to reading that.
I think I've beaten you in Dead House Gates, but not Dead House Gates, Memories of Ice, Steven.
Did you finish?
Not yet, but I think I'm further than you got.
Okay, I'm still in the race.
Yeah, you're still in the race. I read like 30 books this year, and I think I'm gonna go a little slower. I also thought I would read all of Malazan this past year, and that is a thing. So I want to finish Malazan this year, and I want to finish Abercrombie, and I want to finish the Witcher books. Apart from that, I really want to read The Expanse, and then I don't really know.
Jake's got some big goals. Like if you were to do all of those things, that'd be awesome.
That's like, I think that's about all I can do. But
I think you could do that.
Jake,
That's like what,
30
25 bucks
right there,
probably.
man. It's a lot.
well, no, I probably have like what, 6 more books of Abercrombie, and 7.5 for
Yeah, that's
Malazan.
nothing.
Well, I'm just saying it's not 30 books.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 15 or 20.
I think if you stay
Well,
focused,
alright,
you
that's
can knock
10
it
more
out.
books right there.
Sorry.
Okay, before we go. Yeah, those
it's
are a little
5.
bit shorter, but no, The Expanse is 10.
Okay.
Yeah, so set your expectations reasonable there. Okay, before we go, just tell me like one word or name of the thing. What TV/movie media thing are you most excited for this year?
Amazon's Lord of the Rings.
Dang it, Jake.
Excited for that.
Oh yeah,
House of the
September
Dragon.
2nd. Okay,
House of the Dragon coming out soon.
that one I'm legit excited for. Dang, maybe I need to get my
Temper it.
expectations set, but I'm really hoping it makes Game of Thrones cool again.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm most excited for Winds of Winter.
Ben
Lost
Ryan?
Metal.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah, I'm excited for Doors of Stone too.
Yeah, hey, progress is being made.
That's
on
news.
those.
That's good 2021
Yeah.
happenings.
Yeah.
Rothfuss read the prologue, right? Of Doors
It
of Stone.
seems like things are going in the right directions on both of those, but I do not expect either one to be out next year
Yeah, no.
or this year.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I think we should do? Should we do some King Killer content this next year? Should we do
How about this?
some-
Positive vibes.
Once there's a release date, then we do it.
Well, the other series I always think of with this, which I know it's not as big of a weight, but Gentleman's Bastards, man. I love that series. And
I'd be down.
are we getting a 4th book?
Yeah.
He had
I
a
hope
Reddit
so,
post that was pretty, like, talked a lot about the struggles that he's been going through, but it left with a positive note.
That was like a year ago, right?
Well, in the scheme of
So-
these things, that is the time frame that we deal with.
That's the latest news.
That's the
I guess.
latest news.
Yeah. All right. What else? I guess Witcher next season, Wheel of Time next season. We're all, obviously looking forward to all those things. Let us know in the comments what we should cover. There's a lot there. We talked about a lot of things. Obviously, we are not going to cover all of these things this year, even though there's a lot of really deserving properties out there. So let us know if we hear the names a lot from fans. Then that's going to increase the chances that we actually read them.
That's true.
So
That's how it works.
that's how it works.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you guys.
Success.
See ya.